Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sam, aka Ruby T, and I'm back. I'm sorry I've been away for a little while. I've not really been putting a lot out there for you. I've been so busy with exams, moving my house, all sorts of stuff I've been doing, yeah, it's been a bit of a nightmare period, but it's over. We're through the other side of things, and I'm back for week 5 of the VBA, which, as some of you will know, I don't have a match this week, as my opponent, for reasons I'm not going to go into because it's not my business, is no longer in the league. So that means that we are actually now 5-0, which is wonderful. We've won 5, lost none. Although this week's feels a bit cheap, but there we go. To start us off, first of all, like the video, comment the video, subscribe to the channel, obviously. But we're going to have a giveaway. As it's Christmas and I'm in the giving spirit, the giving mood, I'm going to give away any Pokemon in my draft team. So if you win this giveaway, you can pick any Pokemon from my draft team that you like, and you will have a shiny version of it from me to you this Christmas. Aren't I kind? It's entirely up to you. All you have to do to win is comment on the video down below, like the video, and subscribe to the channel. I will pick a winner over the next couple of days, and they can, like I say, pick any Pokemon they want. You can include it in your comment. If you don't want to include which one you want, you can tell me afterwards. It's no problem. We'll get in contact and we'll work that out. So, yeah, guys, it should be really, really cool. Yeah, good luck. Good luck to all of you. So there we go. So this video is going to be something a little bit different this week, as I don't have a battle, and I like to put something out for you guys. I'm going to discuss how the VBA is going so far, and some different things I found interesting and cool. Firstly, I'll obviously point your attention to the thing we all care about the most. It's just above me here, is the Christmas League tree. This is where we stand. As you can see, there are a few guys just below the person at the top. We've got the Fifth Leaf, we've got the Kung Fu Urshifus, we have got Rhett and his Pittsburgh Steel types, we've got the Beantown Binacles, the H-Town Houndooms. All of those guys are currently 3-1, and on the top is, well, it's me. It's me. Hi. Yeah, we are 4-0, soon to be 5-0. It's been a cracking start for us, but as you can tell from all these guys who are 3-1, we are not exactly far away from anybody. We've got to keep working hard if we want to make sure we get into the playoffs, and obviously want to win the tournament. So yeah, that's where things stand. Let's take a little look at the league table, shall we? So this is the schedule coming up, but we may as well start off this this little conversation by taking a look. So yeah, as we can see, Sussex Sableyes at the top there with 4-0. Then there's a bunch of guys here on 3-1. As you then come down, we get into the 2-2s and the 1-3s and the 0-4s. What we're going to focus on mostly today is some of these guys around here. So obviously, we took on Rhett in week 1 and the Pittsburgh Steel types. We knew they were going to be strong. It was a big deal for us that we beat them, because obviously otherwise we'd probably be we'd be flip upside down. We'd be 3-1 and he'd be 4-0. Rhett, his battles since that first week, he has been really, really good. His team selection has been really good all of the time. Always brought the right Pokemon, various plans, and I think it shows because he's had some tough matchups. The rest of the guys in this 3-1 bracket here, I haven't played yet, but the H-Town Houndooms were looking very strong. Last week just were pipped. I haven't seen that battle because not all of them were recorded, but again, really strong looking team. The Beantown Binacles, again, I think their only loss came to Rhett and the Pittsburgh Steel types. So again, it's like these guys right at the top are only really losing to each other, and then the Kung Fu Urshifus and the Central MA Clovers there as well on 3-1. And again, I know Fifth Leaf and the Clovers were 3-0 until this week. That battle, by the way, was insane. I'll get to some of my favorite battles in a little while so far, but that was a cracking match. So yeah, it's certainly tight at the top. Over the next 2 weeks, I suspect things will kind of we'll branch out a little more. We'll start seeing some different records on the right hand side there, but for now it is really tight. What we're going to do in a minute is just delve into a few more of those stats and see which Pokemon have been do really well for everybody. The Portugal Pokeballs and the Westside Weezings just make up there place 7 and place 8. I've played both of those guys. Really strong competitors, really good players, good teams who we managed to get past. But it's a strong top 8, and I think were we get to the end of the season with that as the playoffs, I'd certainly be very, very worried about our chances because there are some really cracking players in there. So what we're going to do now, we're going to move on to some of the statistics. We're going to take a look at some of these because I think it's interesting for those of you who aren't looking at this on a day-to-day basis to see which Pokemon are out on top. So as you can see here, the kill leader currently is Heatran of the Beantown Binacles, followed by this beautiful-looking Rotom Heat of ours. Moltres Galar next up, and then Xurkitree in 4th place. Really, really interesting. Heatran tops the kills and the KDs there as well. I don't think it's would be much of a surprise to anybody how well Heatran has done. It's a strong Pokemon. It's doing really well, but Jesus, 19 kills? 19 kills in 4 weeks? That's insane. How the hell do you kill 19 things in 4 weeks? That's like, well, I mean, it's just shy of 5 kills per week. That's incredible. Again, if you move over here, we're pretty close. Rotom's pretty close on the KD. Plus 11 to plus 12, but again, it's Heatran up the top there. So, yeah. Moltres, again, looking pretty strong. Xurkitree, Sandaconda, Colossal, Crustle. Crustle is an interesting one. We came across Crustle last week, and I was really, really nervous about facing it because it's just a beast. The thing is insane. It's a monster. But, yeah, Vaporeon on this KD here. Maybe one that people are expecting a little bit less. Vaporeon has taken 9 kills and only died twice, which is really, really cool. I caught the end of the Detroit Dragonites match last week. Last week, the week before? I caught it on YouTube, sorry. And the Vaporeon is strong. It's bulky, and in the right situations, it can deal out some damage too. So, really, really cool Pokemon to see up there on the KD list. Sandaconda doing well again. Colossal, a lot of the same Pokemon up there. Tapu Fini, again, really strong Pokemon. And our Barbaracle. What a guy that Barbaracle is. So, we move on now to the most deaths. That award, or the active season deaths per match. Yeah, sorry, deaths per match rating here. So, unfortunately, that award has gone to the the Fletchinder there. I don't know exactly because H-Town Hamdooms, I haven't seen their matches recorded, so I don't know exactly what's happened. But it looks like it's played 3 and died. Oh, sorry, my bad. I'm reading this totally wrong. This is the deaths per match. This is the good one. So Fletchinder's come 3 times and not died. Urshifu's come 5 times and only died once. And then we've got some of our good friends here. Hi, guys. We've got our Venusaur and our Whiscash, who take 5 and 1 and 4 and 1 respectively. Some good, strong Pokemon, and Rotom's up there as well. So that's really cool to see the Fletchinder up there. I really wish I could see some of the FH Town's matches to see what that Fletchinder's been up to. That's awesome. Most brought Pokemon: Heatran, Marowak, Whimsicott, Corviknight. And then we've got, obviously we've got the coach winning percentages. That just follows the league. So some really cool things. The most deaths go to Whimsicott, Excelcor, Corviknight, Glastrier, Heatran, Moltres, Tapu Bulu, Xurkitree, Charizard, and so on and so on and so on. A lot of these obviously will become more interesting as time goes on. But I think it's quite cool to look at these stats. So there we go. Right, moving on to the next part of our little breakdown here. We are going to talk about some of the trailers and some of the matches that I've enjoyed the most so far. So my favorite player to watch and to have enjoyed their matches so far is going to be go to the Fifth Leaf. I think his team. We talked about it a bit in the video Rhett and I did before the league started. His team is super, super cool. It's totally different. It's mostly a trapping team, although this recent week there was less Perish trap stuff going on. I have literally watched every single one of these videos with so much excitement as to what's going to happen next. It's so much fun to watch, and I've really, really enjoyed it. So from a content perspective in particular, I mean, check out Fifth Leaf's videos. It's so much fun. The Sandaconda, I didn't know too much about it pre-draft. I mean, I knew sort of roughly what it did, but not too much. And this thing is a monster. It deals some serious damage. It takes hits. It's a cool Pokemon. Backing that up with Latias, Primarina, Tapu Koko, and Gengar, and the Gothitelle, obviously. Loads of ways to trap opponents in. Loads of ways to set up Perish Song. Just in every respect, a really cool team. I've really, really enjoyed the matches. So there we go. The next coach I'm going to talk about on this list is not near the top of the league. I'm going to talk about Danielle and the Boston Blissies. So we played the Boston Blissies week 2, and they are so far the only team to take a game off of us, which is awesome. And I think, in my opinion, has one of the coolest teams. And she so. I spoke to Danielle a little bit when during the sort of around our game. She's new to VGC, new to draft leagues, and whilst her record is not fantastic, every week I've managed to catch some of her battles because she's been playing against other streamers and YouTubers and such, and it's improving week on week. Some of the strategies she's come up with, some of the ways she's used her Pokemon are really, really cool. The Sun team is obviously awesome. I mean, Venusaur, Torkoal, Charizard, Heliolisk, just so cool. Sableye, so cool. And the Rhydon has been an absolute tank. This thing is just... Oh, when we prepped for the Boston Blissies, I had no idea how we were dealing with Rhydon, because once it's Dynamaxed, especially if the if Sand is up, the thing is a monster with the Eviolite. It's awesome. It's a really, really cool Pokemon. Or with the Assault Vest, either way, it's really, really cool. I also saw last week a massive shout out to the Cloyster. Again, it's just an unsuspecting kind of Pokemon, but it's an absolute weapon. The thing is a beast. It was just firing off those skill link hits with like no one's business, really. Really, really cool team. I wonder if maybe we'll see Gastrodon a bit more in the weeks coming. I think that maybe could be an adjustment Danielle's going to make. I mean, I'm not going to tell her what to do. It's not my business, but I found Gastrodon really hard when I was prepping to kind of get my head around. I think it's a really strong Pokemon, and I think I wouldn't be surprised to see Danielle start picking up some wins in the coming weeks, because you can see through the footage each week that she's getting better and better, and the team looks really solid, particularly with that Togekiss in there now as well. So yeah, the next team I'm gonna talk about today is the Hammerlock Kings. It's Popo's team. I think I've watched a couple of his matches, and there's been some unlucky stuff surrounding his games and stuff, but I've had a look at this team a lot because I think it's really, really strong. I said back before the VBA started, I wondered how he would cope with the Lapras Gmax and the Moltres Dynamax at the same time, because they're both Pokemon who traditionally want a Dynamax or want a Gmax. But the more I think about it, and I've watched some of his battles, this team is strong. Naganadel is strong as well. It has a really cool balance. If you can get the screens up, I think it's a really, really cool team. So my prediction is going to be in the second half, so like week 6 to 10, I would not be surprised at all to see this team start climbing, because I think it's just a matter of time until it comes right. He's obviously a decent player. I've checked out some of his Twitch stuff. I think this team is going to start climbing the rankings pretty quickly. So that's my little prediction there. So that's basically where I wanted to go with that. To start with is just discuss a couple of the things I found interesting about various people's teams so far. One of the other teams it's worth mentioning is Ricky Senpai, who's the coach of the Florida for Alligators. Everyone's been kind of saw this team and thought Regigigas Weezing, that's it. That's how to prep. But in recent weeks, I've seen him kind of use some different strats, come up with some different things. And I think this team again, it's another one that's going to start hitting back at the hitting back up the leaderboard pretty soon, because it's got some real threats in there, and a few Pokemon we haven't seen from Ricky yet, which I think is going to be really, really interesting. So yeah, watch that space too. I think that's going to be a pretty interesting thing. So there we go. Okay, the next thing I was going to talk about very, very briefly are some Pokemon who I think have put in more work than maybe you would have expected them to. One of those Pokemon is this here Persian of Rats. I'm not going to talk about it too much. I don't want to give anything away for Rat. I don't know exactly what he's planning, but I don't want to talk too much about his stuff. It's come 7 times for him so far. So out of a possible 4 weeks, it's come 7 times. This thing is so cool. It doesn't pick up KO so much, does Persian, but it just does so much. I've seen him run it in a few different ways. It's so cool. I think it's absolutely awesome, this thing. It snarls, it fake outs, it parting shots, it does all sorts of stuff. So for me, so far, on this run, apart from like I said, the Sandaconda, which I thought was really cool, of Leafs, this Persian is so far my favorite Pokemon of the tournament. I think this thing is really, really awesome. Rhett has a YouTube channel, by the way. I'll put that in the description down below as well. Go and check his stuff out if you want to see how cool this Persian was and all the cool things that it's done. Yeah, for me, I just thought it was really awesome. The next one, next and probably the last one I'm going to talk about so far, is the West Side Weezings. And this Noivern, this Noivern has been a pain in the backside to everybody that it has come up against. It is just awesome. It's come in 6 different games, and it can do a lot, right? It can run a support Noivern, which we've seen. It can run big max airstream hits with life orbs and specs and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm in very close second place. I think Noivern was a really cool Pokemon that we've seen so far. So yeah, there we go. All right, next up, we're going to chat a little bit about my favorite Pokemon that I have used so far. Here they are. We got Tornadus, Rotom Heat, Whiscash, Mimikyu, and you'll notice Ninetales on the end. We'll get to Ninetales in a minute. So these are just some basic, like, these aren't the sets I've used. There's just some things for me to talk about with you. Very briefly about why these Pokemon have been my favorites so far, why I've enjoyed using them so much. I'll leave Tornadus till the end because I'll get to him in a minute. But Rotom, we obviously know Rotom is up there near the top of the KD list, up the top of the kill list on its own. Yeah, this thing is just... Rotom Heat is amazing. I mean, Rotom on its own is amazing, but running it with just max HP on its own makes this thing so bulky. It's huge. It can take hits better than you'd ever expect. Has Levitate, so that gets rid of a double weakness to ground. So it's literally only weak to water and rock. And it is a tank. It takes hits. And by just being able to do that with the HP and defense, for example, in this little EV spread here, you can put 252 into a modest set, and it hits like a freaking truck. It hits so hard. As we found out, as Rhett found out week 1, just was not expecting the damage this thing can deal out. If you slap a White Herb on there with the Overheat, it gets 2 big fire attacks off without taking any damage, any reductions. It's really, really strong. So yeah. Next up, Whiscash. This is the set I ran last week. Max HP. Again, similar to the Rotom, max the HP out, a little bit in defense, and then max attack, adamant with the choice band. This thing was just insane. It was all planned for the stack attacker. So to give you an idea, one of the plans I had last week was to run Tornadus, which was outspeeding all of his team apart from Espeon, to hit a max Knuckle into Whiscash, because a Whiscash choice-banded Whiscash Earthquake can, with a +1, one-hit KO, stack attacker, Dynamax with max HP. Like, it just shows you how funky and silly Draft League can be, because the Earthquake on its own can knock out a stack attacker, max stack attacker, max HP. It's absolutely crazy. We also ran the Spark on there, which was one of my favorite techs so far. Was running the Spark to turn into max lightning to set the electric terrain, so we couldn't fall asleep to Togetic Yawn. It was something we came up with in practice. It worked an absolute dream, and again, just shows how silly Draft League can be sometimes. Like, you wouldn't expect it to work. Who runs Spark on their Whiscash? No one, apart from me. And it worked. It was an absolute dream. So Whiscash has been one of my favorite Pokemon to use so far, that's for sure. Mimikyu, great Pokemon. Again, I'm just giving you basic EV spreads here. This particular model of Mimikyu can run under Trick Room or under Tailwind from Tornadus, Shadow Sneak just to get those little chips away on Focus Sashes and things, Play Rough to do some damage, Trick Room taunts, it does all sorts. The disguises are built in Focus Sash, so you can run Mental Herb and not worry too much about it. Then, so far, my MVP, even though he's only taken 1 KO, he's come to every single battle but only taken 1 KO, is Tornadus. This thing was the dream. When during the draft, I accidentally drafted Moltres because I tried to use the stupid queuing system and I got it wrong. And I had to quickly scramble around to get Tornadus back. And goddamn, I'm glad I did, because this thing is amazing. This is similar to the set I ran week 1. Week 2. When I was facing the Sun team. Wayne Dance? Rain Dance. Rain Dance, Weather Ball, Tailwind, Hurricane. Just there on its own gives you so much stuff. It can taunt, it can do all sorts of things. It has run support for me so far, but you can also whack Defiant on there, run a physical attacker. It's just, in my opinion, and obviously you guys can feel free to disagree, obviously, or whatever, but so far in this draft league on a whole, across all 16 teams, this has been the best Pokemon. In my opinion. Obviously I'm biased by team, right? But I think Tornadus has been the MVP. The thing is amazing. And also its natural bulk allows it to take hits. I mean, when I was prepping for, was it week 2 or week 3? I can't remember. Well, I think things were going to OHKO it, even with like no defense investment or no HP investment. It was just surviving them. It was crazy. So there we go. And finally, I'm going to highlight this Pokemon, which is Ninetales. Drought Ninetales hasn't actually... I've brought it to a couple of games, but I've never brought it into a battle so far. But it's done so much work for us in being a scare tactic, right? Like people prep, you have to prep for Drought Ninetales, because if Ninetales comes with Venusaur and you haven't prepped for it, you can lose. So people are having to prep for this every week, which is allowing me to almost run a double fake. I can run 2 teams in one. It's brilliant. So yeah, there we go. Right, last thing we're going to talk about today before we wrap this up. I don't want to leave you here for too long. I'm going to talk about the schedule coming up. So as I've said to you, I'm now 5-0, although it doesn't feel like 5-0 because I haven't actually done anything to earn it. But, you know, we'll take it. So from this position, I think we need to probably win one more game. Our remaining opponents are the Detroit Dragonites, followed by the Kung Fu Urshifus. Then we have the Central MA Clovers. Then we've got the Florida for Alligators, and we finish up the last week with the H-Town Houndoom. So we have got some tough matchups to come. All of these guys are around the top of the league. So it's real knuckle down time and get focused on how we're going to try and take some more wins from here. It's going to be very, very tough. In particular, I think if H-Town Houndooms carry on the way they're going and we carry on the way we're going, then that last week could be a battle for top spot, which would be really, really cool. Same thing with a couple of the other guys. It's going to be really, really great fun. So I hope you'll carry on watching. And I want to say a huge thank you, not just to you guys in the VBA, but to everybody in general who's been watching my channel. I only started this whole YouTube and Twitch and stuff thing like a little while ago. I did a bit in the summer for fun from the Facebook group I was in, and then it kind of just snowballed from there. We've actually reached 200 followers, which again to a lot, some people subscribers, so which to some people is not a lot, but to me that's huge considering it was never something I really planned to do. So thank you so much. It's been really fun, and I'm going to carry on with it next year. And to you guys in the VBA, thank you for having me. This has been so much fun. I'm really, really enjoying it every single week. And I love watching everyone's battles, so please keep doing it. If you don't like make content, but you can, please just do. It's so much fun to watch these battles. I absolutely love it. So yeah, there we go. That's kind of where we are. Just before we go, I'm going to give a quick shout out to my friends in the Squirtle Squad Battle Group. I've talked about this group before, guys. If you haven't checked them out, please go and do so. The link will be down in the description, but you can see it on screen here. They do draft leagues, tournaments, clan wars, gyms, battle academies, everything from Smogan singles, like the 6v6 stuff, to VGC doubles. The clan wars in particular is really fun. I think it's season 2 that's just finished up. They are really, really friendly guys. They've got everything that you would want in a Pokemon group. Go and check them out. They're really, really awesome guys. So yeah, the link will be in the description down below. So the last thing for me to say, ladies and gents, is once again, thank you for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, leave a like and a comment, enter the giveaway. You might as well enter the giveaway. You're here already. Why not? But yeah, that's about all from me. Thank you for watching. Merry Christmas, or however you celebrate this time of year. I'll have some more stuff coming up before Christmas, but if you're just here for the VBA stuff, then as I say, have a great Christmas, and I will see you all very, very soon. Bye-bye.